Hello everyone, it's Prayson here, and today we're finally tackling the prototype solution, and it's been a while since I've made my prototype problem video, so thank you for being patient. And yeah, so with that said, we're going to be hopping right into it. We're going to be talking about solutions that I've come up with and that you guys have also come up with in the comments, so I really do appreciate that. And yeah, with that said, let's go ahead and get right into the video. So today I'm here to talk about some possible solutions, and most of them actually revolve around the blacksmith Wagner. Imagine that we had Wagner, the blacksmith. What if Wagner was to give us a quest? Let's say if you A, go and acquire enough material, he will give you a prototype. Or B, if you fight all of the weekly bosses, you could get a prototype. I mean, I think that would be fair. At least put in a pity system or something to that regard. So let's say you went and you did all the weekly bosses and you didn't get any prototypes. You're really hurting the players, especially with them adding in another set of weapons and no prototype rate increase or anything of the sort. It's gonna be really hard to justify the awful rates that are in this game. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's enough to just increase the drop rates. It's not. That we've been having to deal with this shit for 3 months before anything's done. But we need an event, and what I'm thinking, what I'm trying to say is, they should come out with an event to say, hey, we know that we've been f***ing over 95% of the player base when it comes to prototype jobs. So in order to make it up a little bit, why don't we just have an event where you can get a 5-star weapon? And I've thought this through, and I've been thinking this through for a while. And what the event should be about is crafting Wagner's masterpiece. His masterpiece, aka a 5-star weapon. And so what we'll do for Wagner is, over the course of a week or however long it takes, we'll have to go and acquire materials from doing quests, doing bosses, and we'll have to just acquire this material, if you will, in order to build this epic weapon, right? This legendary 5-star weapon for Wagner, his masterpiece. And now, in order to sweeten the deal, I thought it would be cool that for Wagner, you would only be able to you'd be able to choose the weapon type you got. So let's say you wanted to get a catalyst, or let's say you wanted to get a bow or a sword, claymore. You get my point. You would be able to, but you could have to choose. And I think that's only fair, because it wouldn't make sense if we could just were able to get any 5-star, or if it was a craftable material, similar to how we have the crown of sagehood and it's only possible to get it from an event. I think it would be cool if every big update 1.1, 1.2, every 6 weeks, if we got this legendary quest in order to get a legendary weapon. I mean, it's not gonna break the bank for anyone, and I'd even argue if you did it every 3 months, if you did it for every 1.2, 1.3, 1.5, for example, you get my point. You just go on to evens or odds of every update, and you just make sure that the player base are able to get some sort of legendary weapon, because honestly, this game's been out for so long, I don't think anybody would really mind if, hey, you got a decent 5-star weapon. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but it should be good. It should be good, but it shouldn't be I mean, it doesn't have to be groundbreaking or anything. Now, to that end, I know it's not going to be instant, and I think too, one thing that they should try doing is not just Wagner, but they should try to incorporate some stuff from Master Zhang and Wu Harbor as well. I think if they do this, it'll help make it where you can have an option. So let's say if you didn't want Wagner's 5-star sword because you don't have any characters that would work well with it, you can go to Master Zhang here in Wu Harbor, and he might have a sword that would work better for your character. So I think just having some options, you can, for what I'm getting at is you could choose to either make a masterpiece for Zhang, or you can choose to make it for Wagner. But either way, I think it would be very useful to the player base if you're able to do this. A pity system. Wow, so what could we do with a pity system here? So I'm thinking that MiHoYo could implement a pity system in order to counteract the unluckiness that we've been having. So let's say, for example, you go 1 week without getting any prototype drops. You do the Chide boss, you do the development boss, and you do the wolf boss. You do all three and you don't get a prototype. What if you had a pity system set in place so that you can get a prototype no matter what? Now, you wouldn't be able to choose unless you can, but I don't think you should be able to choose what prototype you get. But just getting one in general, I think will be huge for us. So maybe they could do something like that. Who knows? Yeah, so I think that would be a really cool idea, just incorporating prototypes into events, similar to how we have the Crown of Sagehood and how we get that from events. If we made it where you can get a prototype from doing an event using the currency to buy it, that would be awesome. Now, I know what you're thinking, and the Frostbearing tree actually gives a spear arm prototype. Yeah, that's cool, and it's definitely a prototype that comes from an event, but I'm talking about general events. Like, it should be more common. It shouldn't be like something that we have to wait 6 weeks for just to get a single prototype drop. I think if we were getting it from the gliding event, for example, an event that came once every week, once every 2 weeks, that would be a really cool way in order to give the community prototypes, because the rates right now are god awful and you can't expect to get a prototype even in like 2 months, like consistently. It's just awful how things are right now. So I just having that consistent event prototype drop, I think, would be a really good way to counteract that kind of stuff. So we got these 2 comments literally right before I was about to upload this video, so I wanted to incorporate these 2 comments because I think it's an awesome idea. I wanted to change it a little bit because I think it's hard to add prototypes into the antique shop, because for a lot of people like me, we've already got all of our Anemo and Geo sigils, so it's going to be really hard for us to buy more prototypes. So what I was thinking instead is, what if we just made a prototype shop? Like, let's say if Wagner or Zhang, or maybe even the same people who have the antique shop, they could go and sell more prototypes, but instead of needing to have, let's say, the sigils, they might take more, they might take certain materials. There's certain ways to get around it, but I think it would be a really awesome way to make it where we could get more prototypes. Maybe make it where the store refreshes every 1 to 2 weeks. Maybe a really cool way to do it would be to incorporate the Spiral Abyss, and let's say for every chamber you beat, you get a certain amount of Abyss sigils, and if you get enough sigils from the Abyss, you could buy a prototype. How awesome would that be? Let me know what you guys think about that. I actually think that's a really cool way to incorporate sigils and prototypes. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else we're missing. I think we covered everything. Wait, what's that? A comment? Fix the drop rates? What's happening? What's happening? Thank you to everyone for making it to the end. That's pretty much it for the prototype solution. If you guys are serious about fixing this issue, please let MiHoYo know. Spread this video, let people find out about it, because the prototype situation is terrible for everyone right now. No one's benefiting, and I think it's overall hurting the community. Even though it's nothing serious, it definitely sucks not being able to get a good 4-star weapon. Leaving it up to gacha just isn't enough, really, and I think that if we can do this and bring the community together, it'll show us that we have the power to influence this game for the better. And yeah, with that said, please share this video, hashtag fix the drop rates, and yeah, thank you guys again, and hope you all enjoyed this video, found it useful. Be sure to share it, get it to some of the bigger YouTubers. I haven't seen anyone other than Zeals, and Zeals talked about it for like 5 seconds in this video, but like, we need to have some bigger YouTubers get a hold of this issue, so please share this video, share the message, fix the drop rates, let's do it. That's it for me. My name's Praise, and peace out.